morning, everybody. It's the Cursing Seamstress. I haven't made a video in quite a while. Today is Sunday. I think it's the last day of May 2026. So this will be quick. I'm on my way to church. I recently made a pattern by 5 out of 4 Patterns. And if you're not familiar with them, the company is kind of on hiatus right now. The owner, whose first name is Jessica, I think has become overwhelmed with her children and has actually taken a job somewhere. And so the patterns are still for sale. I've been making them for a long time, and I've done many a video on 5 out of 4 Patterns. So I had downloaded this pattern probably a year ago and I never made it. And so I finally did. I'm wearing it. I had some black stretchy fabric. I don't even know where I got the fabric. There's nothing special about it. It's good quality. So I decided to use it, and it's always kind of hard to sew black on black. But it came out well. There were a few issues. Let me tell you about the pattern. I'll have to put the name of the pattern up here. I want to say it's the Pamela, but I don't remember, and I've already put the pattern away. And I made a size large, and I think that was okay. I could go maybe between a large and an extra large next time. So I'll stand up real quick. So this is an Empire waist, and you can probably see that it's way up here. It is not under my bust line. So that's one of the things that I've already altered on it when I make it again. I lowered this by about an inch. I probably could go further, but an inch I think will be fine. I think it looks fine the way it is. I don't know that it's meant to go under the bust. I don't know. There's elastic in the neckline. There's elastic in the sleeves. You have an option of a little cap sleeve like this or a sleeveless. I went for the cap sleeve, and I like that better. And you have the option of making a blouse, and then several different lengths. I made the long length. You also have the option of putting a ruffle on the bottom. I didn't do that. I started to, and I started gathering, and I hate gathering so much that I just stopped, and I went and I just hemmed it. There also is supposed to be elastic in the... my dog is bothering me here. He loves attention. I think he thinks I'm talking to him. There's also elastic at the waist, but after I got done with everything and got to that point, I tried it on, and there's no need for any elastic in the waist at all. I mean, it's fine. It's gathered. The bottom of the bodice is gathered a little bit at the bust line. And I did have to ease in the back. I think I had to ease in the skirt part into the bodice by about maybe an inch or so that had to be eased in there. But I'm happy with it, with some caveats. So one, of course, is lowering the bust line. And if you are a woman of a certain age, you might have to do that. And that is not a horrible thing to solve. But the biggest thing was creating the casing. So the casings for the elastic are created by simply folding over the fabric. And the fabric is supposed to be a two-way stretch. I think she says in the instructions that it doesn't matter so much for the vertical stretch as it does for the horizontal. But when I tried to fold it over, it was really hard to get the amount folded over to be the same all the way around. There is quite a curve, especially in the, excuse me, in the arm, in the sleeve. So I ended up, I had to go back because I ended up skipping, not catching the fabric. So I had to go back in several places and kind of sew over it and make sure it was all closed. And I think the answer to that might be to, so the instructions say when you first construct the bodice to sew the shoulders and the side seams. But I think if you were to just sew the shoulders and then lay it out flat and then fold over the fabric for the casing. Either that or create a casing by taking a strip of the stretchy fabric and sewing it right sides to right sides, cut it like, you know, an inch and a half or so, and then fold it over to make a clean edge, and then inserting the elastic in there, and then sewing the side seam. So there's ways around that if you have trouble with that. I don't think it was my fabric. I know I've had those instructions on woven fabric before where it says just to turn it over, and it's almost impossible to do. Stretchy fabric is going to work a lot better. But I'm real happy with this pattern. Again, I've already lowered the bodice all over front and back by 1 inch, and that's all I can say. So I'm going to stand up and I'll turn around a little bit. I will say that the recommended length of elastic, I did cut that at first, but then I ended up taking 1 inch off of the sleeve measurement and the neckline measurement. I forgot what those were, but I did cut that off to make it shorter. So I'm going to stand up, do a quick turnaround, and try this pattern. It's quite nice.